The following story was submitted by a lady who thought she was having an online relationship with one of her favorite country music singers. Keep in mind that famous musicians, especially those who've been in the industry for a long time and who have been very successful, are not going to private message fans needing financial help. They have agents, friends, family, and other musicians who can help them if a crisis were to happen. If you get a message from one of your favorite singers, a red flag should go up that it's probably a scammer, and you should block them. Famous musicians have verified profiles. I met who I thought was Alan Jackson on social media. He sent me a private message and gave me his phone number. I ended up chatting with him on WhatsApp with his fans-only number, which he told me was for his favorite fans. He told me he was on tour and wanted to invite me to his concert. We started chatting more and more via text, and he said he couldn't really call me because his voice was so tired from singing. We kept up an online friendship, and then he told me that he was having marriage issues and wanted to leave his wife, but he couldn't tell anyone because he had to keep his persona up for the paparazzi. Otherwise they would attack him, and he feared that his wife would take all of his riches away. He confessed to me that he really loved me and he'd grown to fall in love with me as we kept chatting, and he would tell me over our chats. I shared so much about my life with him, and he'd promised to buy me a house once he was able to get off of his tour. But he wanted to keep our relationship a secret for now until he could secure his financials and then divorce his wife. It was so crazy. I'm single and I have been for a long, long time. The thought of being with Alan was so special. One night, Alan told me that while singing on stage, he had been robbed, and someone had stolen his things from his tour bus. He said his wallet and other goods were stolen, and also the checks that he was going to use to pay his band members. He ended up having an argument with his manager, and they left him stranded. All of his band left him because they were supposed to get paid after the show. He asked me for an iTunes card to help keep his phone on so he could try and contact his wife, which he really didn't want to do, but he had no choice. I bought him a $100 iTunes gift card and gave him the number. He said he tried to call his wife, and she refused his call, and then texted him telling him that she found out about the affair that he was having with me, and he told me that his life was falling apart and it was my fault that his wife found out about our online affair, and he needed me to help him. I felt really guilty because I was having an affair with this married singer. He asked to borrow $1,000 for a plane ticket home. He said that since his wallet was stolen, he needed me to transfer the money to the owner of the stadium that he had played at. I sent the money to the stadium owner, and Alan promised me that he would leave his wife and marry me. After I sent the money, I stopped hearing from him. I would cry myself to sleep every night, so upset that he had stopped talking to me. I went back online and I received another message from a different Alan Jackson account, and I asked him where my money was and when he was coming to be with me, and he said I had no idea what you're talking about, but he wanted to get to know me better. I don't know if it's the same man or another, but I figured out I'd probably been scammed. The real Alan Jackson has a verified page, and I learned the truth. I'm still a fan of Alan Jackson because I know it wasn't him who did this to me. We'd like to thank this lady for sharing her story. Again, famous country music singers are not sending messages to strangers online. And as much as we'd love to think that we're in touch with our favorite singers and that they're going to sing for us or be with us or be in a relationship with us or buy us a house, the truth is life doesn't work that way. And unfortunately, a lot of victims are falling for these fake country music singers on social media. Always be aware that real country singers and really all musicians and famous people, most of them, if not all, have verified pages, and they're not going to send you a private phone number to text you with. If that ever happens to you online and you receive a message from who you think is your favorite singer, it's most likely a scammer, and the best thing you can do is block and move on. Keep listening to the music, But don't fall for a scam. Stay safe.